Good morning, I hope you're doing fantastic and welcome back to another daily market outlook. So EURUSD has pushed down lower, and again this is the power of using order flow and understanding what the overall fractal structure is. As we can see, the sellers are currently fully in control, with this being my fractal high at the moment and this being my fractal low. Overall the market pulls back in towards where? Well, in towards this area of supply, and then from there it heads down lower once again. So at the moment, after seeing this break of structure which we had over here, we can clearly see that the overall swing structure is bearish. So push down, a pullback, then another push down. Then obviously after a break of structure, what do you expect? You expect a deeper pullback in towards the upside, right? However, this pullback is only expected once we see a shift in the overall order flow. So what is the overall order flow? Well, the overall order flow is just simply the trend on the individual candlesticks. So what you can see very clearly, for example, over here, is that you get a very clear push down, a buy up, and then a big sell down. Then you see that this bearish candle close is outside or below the wick, and then you see on the very next candle that we just simply wick back in towards that zone, and then from there we sell off straight down in towards the lows again. Then again a push down, buy up, sell off again, we retrace, and then we, excuse me guys, that's not supposed to happen, and then we sell off straight back down again. So this just shows the overall strength that there is in the market for sellers on EURUSD. So we are expecting still to see further downside here on euro dollar. I wouldn't be surprised if we see around 1.057 or 1.05800, which is this daily area of demand next. So got my eyes still open for potential further downside on euro dollar. Nothing to do and nothing to see on the long side of things, in my opinion. Yes, obviously at any moment in time EURUSD can push in towards the upside, but for now shorts are definitely still the play to go with. Also, if we look at the dollar index, we can see that the dollar index itself, and I drew this line in yesterday to showcase when there would be potential for EURUSD buys. That would only be if the dollar index flips bearish, because if the dollar index becomes bearish, this means that euro dollar will then shoot up higher, okay? Because that means that the dollar becomes weaker, the euro becomes stronger, so EURUSD goes up. Now, in this particular example, what you see is that the overall momentum and the overall order flow just remains bullish in towards the highs. Now, for now, this is still our valid area of demand. This is your fractal high, this is your fractal low. So this is just, let's say, the immediate structure that we're looking at. However, as you can see in the past, this was also an area of demand. We never tapped in towards there to push up higher again. So that just indicates how bullish overall the dollar is, because the dollar at the moment is just reacting to this imbalance candle. So what is an imbalance candle? An imbalance candle is a 50% body candle. As you can see, I use this indicator, the 50% body candlestick, and imbalance candles are just simply consolidation on the lower time frame. That's how you can interpret it, and therefore I see it as immediate or potential immediate areas of demand. So at the moment today, if we see another breakout here, that would indicate to me that this then becomes our new area of demand. For now, only up and higher on the dollar. No signs of slowing down at all. Yes, we are inside a weekly area of supply. So if we just look at this, we can see over here that we have this weekly buy up before a strong sell down. However, again, no signs of slowing down. So I'm just purely waiting to see, okay, is the 4 hour going to show any signs of slowing down? Are we, for example, going to see a liquidity grab, then a push down, see a change of character over here, then another push down, another change of character, and see some bearish order flow come into fruition? Or are we just going to push up higher? Well, for now, we're just following the overall immediate structure that is pushing higher, and therefore only further upside expected on the dollar index, and also expecting to just simply take out all of these equal highs which we have over here, or descending highs, and take out that trend line, and yeah, play with the brains of those trend line traders who are looking to short this. So that is that from the dollar. Today we have CPI numbers, guys. So we have numbers on inflation. Keep that in mind. 2:30, so on US open timing. Going into AUDUSD, what are we seeing from that pair for today? So AUDUSD, pretty much as expected also. Like I said yesterday, nothing in regards to buys until we see structural shift. As you can see, remember from yesterday's video, I was looking at this for buys. Otherwise, just follow the order flow further in towards the downside. Again, use the 50% body candlestick, and you can very clearly see that we're reacting to that as our immediate area of supply, and that is now pushing the market down lower. So once again, yeah, if you buy this, there's just no confirmation at all to look for anything regarding buys. So for me, immediate buys is just in towards the downside, especially with euro dollar pushing down lower as well, and not showing any signs of slowdown, and also the dollar index also just pushing up higher. So with the dollar index just pushing up higher, that means Aussie dollar down. So for now, I'm just following the overall immediate order flow here on Aussie dollar further in towards the downside. Are there any targets that I'm keeping my eyes open for? Well, we had a previous area of demand over here, which is not fresh anymore. Now that becomes, let's say, this area of demand. We also have this area of demand as well here on the 4-hour time frame. So quite a few 4-hour areas of demand that should act as reaction points and can help us form a nice order flow, in the sense that we could see a push down, pull back, push down, pull back, because these areas of demand, you don't expect immediate reversals from them, because the overall trend is still bearish in towards the downside here on the 4-hour, right? So these demand zones are just purely expected to give us a reaction and nothing more. So just keeping my eyes open for further shorts on AU. GU, what are we seeing there? Massive sell-off here on GU. So I didn't really discuss it that much yesterday, actually, on the lower time frame, just because it was so bearish and there was not really anything to show. But what we can see here from GU is that there have not been any fresh areas of demand. We had a demand zone over here, but we already tapped into it back when we actually already formed it. So for me, GU is just still extremely bearish. I'm not going to be surprised if we just keep on pushing down lower, and it does seem to me that 1.26 is pretty much the next level that we're going to be hitting on this thing. Also looking here at the weekly time frame, there is some weekly demand, I would say, inside this sell before the big buy, which we have over here that we formed in July. However, go back in towards the 4-hour and also look at the daily. Especially looking at the daily, there is no sign of this slowing down. We have this now as, which is the supply and control, right? This is the buy before the sell. So what I'm now just keeping an eye on is, okay, do we see some short-term pullbacks? Maybe there is still some demand inside of this old zone. And then we could look just for further downside on GU back down in towards 1.26, because that is where it does seem to be heading at this point in time. Going into NZDUSD, NZDUSD itself is very similar again to AU. Just quickly here on the daily time frame, what we can now see is that on the daily we have broken fractal structure again. So what does this mean for me? Well, it means that we now have this as the daily supply zone that is in control. Not the most beautiful daily area of supply, and yes, this is just a wick break, but that is fractal structure. With fractal structure, we're just a little bit more aggressive. So what does this mean? It means that we could see a pullback and then a sell-off. So NU is actually a little bit cleaner than AU. So what I'm now keeping my eyes open for is, can we get a pullback into wherever over here and then maybe see further sell-offs in towards the downside today. So keeping my eyes open for potential shorts on NZDUSD. Looking here at the daily as well, for me it's just bearish, and I wouldn't be surprised if we just start pushing back down in towards 0.585, something like that. Also looking here at the weekly time frame, we still have pretty much these this trend line over here that we have. So let's just push it up a bit. Pretty much this trend line over here that I'm looking just to take out. For me, it just looks NZDUSD very bearish. No signs of slowing down for now. If I do see signs of slowdown, then I'll tell you guys. But for now, again, just follow the overall order flow. Daily is bearish. 4 hours is also bearish, so just continue to look for shorts until obviously we see a shift in the dollar index. That could mean then that NZDUSD is ready to push up again. Last of all, gold. What has this done? So remember from yesterday's video, we can see, yes, we did tap into a daily demand zone, but then looking here, we can see that there has not really been a shift on the lower time frame. So what do I mean with a shift on the lower time frame? Well, we can see momentum is down. We see a small buy up or a small retracement, and then straight away a sell-off in towards the downside again. Then you see a pullback in towards there, and then again a sell-off. So for now, this supply zone is in control. Would we want to see a pullback up higher? Yes, that would be nice, for example, into this supply zone over here, but then we would need to break the fractal high first and then see momentum kick in. That would be a nice long opportunity on gold in my opinion, but otherwise what I'll be looking for is just for us for now to take out this high and then sell off again. But if we can then move up higher, break that high, then I'll be looking for a long. But for me, it depends on what the lower time frame is going to show me, because again, this is just the 4 hour. This is your 4 hour refined supply. I use this as liquidity, push in there and then look for a sell off. Then you want to look for a 50-minute potential entry. And then on the 15-minute time frame, what would be nice is looking at these higher time frame or these higher up areas of supply, like for example this, and wait for the bearish confirmation. We have some nice trendline liquidity above here, so that for me would be a nice setup to look for on gold if we do pull up that high. So that's what I'm looking for pretty much just on gold. Just so you know, for me now, nothing. For me, I want to really take out this high first before looking for any shorts. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Wish you all a fantastic trading day, and we'll speak inside Discord. Link in the description down below.